All right, it is National Robotics Week, and we are exploring the growing importance of robotics and other STEM-related fields. Joining us now to discuss more about the future of robotics and automation is president of the Association for Advancing Automation, Jeff Bernstein. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, how you doing, Patrick?
I'm doing great. We welcome you in. Very important subject matter. Certainly some trepidation. There's curiosity. Mix of that. Can you explain what your organization does in terms of this overall subject matter?
Well, we're trying to promote the successful adoption of robotics and artificial intelligence and related technologies that are transforming the future. There's a lot of education that's needed, and we're trying to be that voice to educate people. We're the largest organization in the world of our type. We have over 1,350 company members, but we also have to reach policymakers and the general public.
Let's go to the consumer, people at home watching, and address the 800-pound pink elephant in the room. People are scared this kind of stuff's going to take their jobs. What do you say to that kind of a thing?
Well, I can certainly understand the fear. However, if you look at the reality of it, we've been tracking this for over 3 decades. What we've found is that whenever robot sales go up, unemployment goes down. And when robot sales go down, unemployment goes up. And the reason for that is companies, when they're automating and spending money on robotics, are also hiring more people. The real threat to jobs is when companies can no longer remain competitive. And that's when all the jobs are at risk.
Remaining stagnant. Can you talk about some of the sectors that are, for lack of a better term, early adopters or on the leading edge of adopting this kind of technology?
Well, the traditional adopters have been the automotive industry, electronics, but right now we're seeing warehousing and distribution, agriculture, life sciences, construction, retail. Just about every industry right now is looking at automating. It's a pretty exciting time.
I would imagine that in medical terms, that sector would be really into this kind of a thing.
It is, and this is an important subject because some of these technologies like robotics and AI are helping find new cures for cancer, new treatments. This is a really exciting opportunity here. If it can make our lives better, if it can help us live in our homes longer in terms of elder care, there's a lot of exciting things.
Jeff, there's also, I've read up on some of what you are doing, that this kind of technology, automation, in conjunction with AI, can do the jobs that people don't really want to do, the dirty, the dangerous kind of jobs. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we really saw that during COVID. When COVID ended, a lot of people didn't go back to jobs where they had to walk 6 miles a day in a warehouse and lift heavy boxes. So what we're finding is that automation offers the promise of better, safer, and higher paying jobs for people. If we can get enough people into automation, well, companies will be stronger, they'll hire more people, and the jobs will be better.
Kind of a rising tide lifts all boats kind of a thing.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, you appeared before a congressional committee making your suggestions on how government can be early adopters and how that can fit in with the private sector. Can you kind of talk a little bit about the highlights of your testimony?
Yes, the government needs a national robotics strategy if we're going to compete with China and other countries that have such a strategy. We need a central office in DC, maybe a robotic czar, if you will. We need tax incentives and other incentives for companies to adopt automation the same way that China and Korea and other countries do. And we need more investment in worker training. I think STEM education is critical, workforce development. We have so many open jobs right now in this space that we really need that.
Final thought, in this time of, federal cutbacks and austerity and what's going on with DOGE, would you advise, or did you advise that panel not to cut this sector? We need this now more than ever.
We certainly need this now more than ever. There shouldn't be cuts in increasing adoption of automation. This is the way forward. If we're going to bring back manufacturing, it's only going to be possible through automation and a more highly skilled workforce.
Okay, a nice conversation. I wish we had more time because there's so many facets to it. But I thank you as we say goodbye. And you can find out more about the Association for Advancing Automation at automate.org. Jeff, thank you so much. Don't be a stranger. Come back and see us.
Thank you. Can't wait to chat with you again.
We'll be right back.